Well, welcome aboard. I'm Captain Jake, and we're back with another episode of DCS. We are going to start a new Huey campaign today. I was going to do the F-14 campaign, and I decided I'd just do the Huey because I'm very familiar with it, and it might be more interesting. Give a little helo love out there, I guess. So again, welcome subscribers, and obviously this is DCS World, made by Eagle Dynamics, and the Huey itself is made by Bell Syntech. So if we go in here to, I can't remember if it's going to be under campaign or what, so let's find here, there we go. Yes, Paradise Lost campaign. This is by Reflected, and we'll read the little blurb over here. Paradise Lost. 68. After the Chinese-backed communist coup, the Philippines started a hostile expansion, and its guerrilla troops are now controlling the southern half of Guam. Weapons Officer Jack Wilson is being sent into Warrant Officer Jack Wilson. You can tell I was Navy, Vice, Army. Warrant Officer Jack Wilson is being sent into the strange conflict to serve his one-year tour as a member of the 4th Aviation Battalion at Andersen Air Force Base. Fly resupply, combat assaults, dustoffs, extractions, psych war, sniffers, escorts, and much more. Put your skills to the test and learn what it's like to fly slicks and gunships 3 feet over the jungle in the late 60s. So let's go ahead, and we can see that we got 0. Hopefully won't get any air-to-air kills, but we'll wait and see. So, and then we got this Huey Pilot 1. That's one that I downloaded, or that's the one that comes with it. I'm not sure which, but we're going to do the Paradise Lost campaign. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll take a second while we load up here. Okay, it says make sure you have external views and external sounds and radio messages enabled in your settings. Well, okay, we need to have external views, external sounds, and radio messages enabled. So let's, fortunately, let's cancel, and we're going to have to go back to our settings just to double check. Settings. And I wish I could tell where that was. In-flight radio assist, easy padlock, unlimited fuel weapons, allied troops. Visual recon, unrestricted sat-nav, F10 use, all, mini HUD, no high control stick, wait, turbulence, metric only because other aircraft are flying, NATO, okay. Player external views, yes, check. And then head movements, synchronize, random system failures, track chat window, auto log, collect statistics. Alright, no control indicators, cockpit status, battle damage assessment. Okay. Audio. Let's see here, like a helmet, yes, radio speech, subtitles, cockpit sounds, and external view sounds and radio messages. Okay, there we go. And I would say that would be the last one. It is. Okay, I would say that's good. Alright, we'll just hit OK. And we'll jump back into the campaign. Okay, situation, make sure, okay, we did that, we already read that, but we'll cover it again in case I do some cropping here. So, in 1968, after a Chinese-backed communist coup, the Philippines started a hostile expansion, and its guerrilla troops are now controlling the southern half of Guam. Warrant Officer Jack Wilson is being sent into this strange conflict to serve his one-year tour as a member of the 4th Aviation Battalion at Andersen Air Force Base. Fly resupply, combat assaults, dustoffs, extractions, psych war, sniffers, escorts, and much more. I don't know what a sniffer mission is. Put your skills to the test and learn what it's like to fly slicks and gunships 3 feet over the jungle in the late 60s. You don't need to control anything in this mission, just follow the C-130 and watch the events unfold. Okay. Here we go. Let's load it up. Okay, we've done that. Hopefully the C-130 is behind us, in front of us.
There, I think we're over the island.
Finally. It's been a long trip, and I really gotta hit the head.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm Randy, by the way. Randy Pearson, 4th Aviation Battalion.
Nice to meet you, Randy. I'm Jack Wilson. I've also been assigned to the 4th.
Sweet. Do you think the war will be over before our tour is up?
Over? As far as I know, it hasn't even properly started yet. I mean, what the hell are we doing here in the middle of the Pacific anyways?
Man, you gotta listen to the news. After that Chinese-backed communist coup 3 years ago, the Philippines started a hostile expansion. First they invaded a large part of Indonesia, and then Guam. But the US has a thing or two to say about the matter.
Yeah, I know, but why don't we fight it properly? Why don't we send some buffs and obliterate the southern part of the island, and then Manila as far as I'm concerned. But here we are playing hide-and-seek with the commies for 2 years.
Remember what happened in Korea? McNamara is scared shitless that the Chinese will officially enter the war. We don't want to piss off the people of Guam either by leveling their villages. They're our allies, you know?
Yeah, I've heard they're our friends during the day, but they might slit your throat at night. just don't know which one of them is a commie supporter. Those cowards are hiding among the civilian population, too.
Yeah, it sucks. We're fighting with our hands tied behind our backs. No wonder there are more and more protests back home. Damn hippies. But somebody's got to stop the Reds, or the dominoes will fall, right?
Yeah, right. I just hope we'll live through this mess.
NBC Radio News on the Hour, brought to you by 1968 Cream, the non-dairy creamer that's been tested for you. Now here is Dean Mell.
President Johnson and Senator Robert Kennedy have clashed again over the issue of Vietnam. Mr. Johnson told a group of young State Department workers headed for pacification duty in Vietnam that America's will not break in frustration and that peace with honor will be won. Senator Kennedy, in a speech to be delivered at Nashville, Tennessee later tonight, describes the president's call for unity as an attempt to suppress criticism of policies that are more dangerous to America than its enemies. Earlier, in a civil rights speech at the University of Alabama, an institution he forcibly integrated as Attorney General, Kennedy denounced the anarchy of black rioters and the repression of white demagogues. Kennedy's rival, Senator Eugene McCarthy, sought the support of young Democrats in Wisconsin. He told cheering college crowds in Racine and Janesville not to be deterred by charges that those against the war are appeasers. McCarthy said the essence of patriotism is to serve your country in truth. Governor Nelson Rockefeller's decision not to actively seek the presidency drew Republican praise for averting a divisive party fight and shocked disappointment from a few diehard supporters. Richard Nixon, the man who gains the most by Rockefeller's refusal to challenge him, is not yet claiming the GOP nomination. As he left New York to campaign in the Wisconsin primary, Nixon noted that Rockefeller had not excluded himself from a convention draft. Rockefeller has withdrawn from the Oregon primary. Barry Goldwater, the GOP nominee in 1964, congratulated Rockefeller for what Goldwater called a courageous and intelligent decision which will contribute immeasurably to a Republican victory. There was no White House reaction to the Rockefeller statement. News Secretary George Christian said the president did not hear it. More news after this from Preem.
it's hot here.
And humid. I'm sweating like a pig, man.
Hey, FNGs, welcome to Paradise. Just in time for the rainy season. If Charlie doesn't kill you, weather will.
Asshole. Who the hell's Charlie anyway?
Have you been living in a cave? Man. Filipino communists. Foxtrot Charlie, but people around here just call him Charlie.
Yeah, right. Let's find the fourth, shall we?
Lead the way.
Well, that was an easy mission. A couple of side notes before I end it. It's like old home week for me. I was stationed on Guam for 3 years. The first airfield we flew over used to be, well, is the International Airport, but it was also shared by a Naval Air Station in Guam, which is where I was stationed, with Helicopter Combat Support Squadron 5, which is no longer. Now it's HCS something, 85 or something. They changed the numbers. And he talked about, what else did he say in the radio message? He talked about Nashville, where happens to be where I'm from, or where I live. And, because you can tell I'm not Southern. And that was what he said was, damn, it was hot here. That's exactly the impression when I got off the aircraft, when I landed in Guam. Walked up to Jetway for the first time, was holy hell is it hot here. But you get used to it. Alright, we're going to be doing mission number 1 here of Paradise Lost. It's either I'm not sure whether they're doing 11/4/68. It could be November 4th, 68, or it could be April 11th. Anyway, it's 68. Anyway, we're not going to worry about any of this combined forces here. It says your first mission will be an easy one. You'll be flying with Mac, one of the most experienced aircraft commanders. You need to resupply a fire base on a hilltop beyond the line of hostilities. Take off, pick up the cargo at Company HQ, fly it to Firebase Berlin. Study your kneeboard cards, make sure your radios are set to the correct frequencies, otherwise the mission will be impossible. Objective, study your kneeboard cards, make sure your radios are tuned to the correct frequency. Use FM homing or the F10 map to navigate. All objects will be hidden. Do not change the ROE of the door gunners, the mission will handle it automatically. You may change the ROE of the co-pilot as desired. We won't. The mission will count as completed once you land back at Andersen Air Force Base. Okay, if you experience any trouble, you need to skip the mission. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit the start here. Now let's see what we got here. Kneeboard card, well, we'll be referring to that. And looks like 2 full 4 for 6 from Andersen. And we're on the north side of Andersen. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Alright, it looks like the same thing that we got here, and we're in a pause state, as you can tell by the raindrops. I had to turn down the raindrops on the screen and any number of things because of the frame rate hit.
Hey FNG, welcome to Guam. Don't worry, your first mission will be an easy one. We're resupplying a fire support base. You'll be flying from the right seat. Here the AC flies from the left seat because the downward visibility is better here through the chin bubble. Comes in handy when we gotta land in a tight LZ, and believe me, LZs around here are tighter than Jane Fonda's ass. Have you checked the pencil mark?
What pencil mark?
Man, you got a lot to learn. Sometimes Charlie sneaks in at night, pulls the pin from a hand grenade and puts a rubber band on the handle to keep it from popping. He drops it in our fuel tank and walks away. The fuel dissolves into rubber in a few hours. Boom goes the chopper. We lost 2 crews this way in February, so we leave a pencil mark on the fuel cap and fuselage, and if the 2 marks don't line up perfectly, we get the hell away from the ship and call the bomb squad. Don't worry, I already checked it. We're good to go. Start her up.
Alright, outstanding.
Roger that.
Well, he agrees. Okay, well, we're going to use auto start. We could pull up a checklist and do a manual start, but I see no reason to waste the time doing that. And so let's just, unless we don't get the auto start to work. Okay, auto start sequence is running. Okay, outstanding. Get this bad boy cranked up and ready to rock and roll. You can see all the switches flipping and stuff resetting as needed. Once we get started up, we'll get our frequencies and our radios all tuned in and set to go.
Clear!
Yeah, I never called clear in my entire Navy career, unless I was flying a civilian aircraft. We had a crewman outside that we could talk to on a long cord via the ICS or the intercom system. Watching it come up. Pop up exhaust gas temperature there.
Alright, when you're ready, come to the 3-foot hover, and if everything looks good, you can taxi out.
Alright, we'll set up, wait for this to finish, and check our new boards, and get our radios tuned up, and all of our needles alive, and then we'll check our hover. Auto starts complete. Let's see if we can find our mouse here today. There we go. Okay. Alright, now we have that killed off. Okay, let's get the radios powered up. Let's see. That one's on. And powered up. Powered up. And let's get that boy on too. It's our FM Homer. Okay, let's check our new board card. Let's get this frequency turned over. There we go. That on. Okay, door gunners are back there. All set. Both sides. Locked and loaded. Alright. Now let's check our compass here. We got off just a little bit. 65. And we know it was 244. Heading to our command base. There's 244-ish. Alright, now let's check the rest of the frequencies on our keyboard card. Alright, frequency is 40.85. Okay, let's put that down there. 40. 40.85, yeah. Oh, needles just went live. That tells us we got it correct. 251, good heading. It was not the entire time, so let's turn that line off. Okay, let's at 244 for 6. And there's where Firebase Berlin is, but we'll be using the FM to navigate here. So altimeter looks good. Power is the goods at this point in time. And let's see, hate force them on, so unless we're flying. So go ahead and pick this up. Yeah, we're doing first hover of the day. Probably going to be a little on the rough side. Not too bad. All right. Let's check the power. Power's good. Gauges are good. Okay. Taxi out here. Normally we'd call, but I don't think this mission has us call in to anybody. Depart from Andersen Air Force Base. So yeah, we'll make that run right down those B-52s right there. So these little lows. Nose low, get to translational lift.
Our first stop is the supply dump down at Company HQ, about 10 clicks to the southwest. It's right there on the map. We'll load up Santa Sleigh with candy bars, then we'll deliver it down to Firebase Berlin.
Roger that. First stop, Company HQ.
52's all ready to roll. Alright, just saying campaign, you can find different locations, use the FM homing. Okay, well, have all those. Let's just see what we got here. Oh, there's FM homing coming in, needles coming in, good. Let's fly right there. And I'm a helicopter, I don't like flying high, 500 feet would be good. The trimmer set. It's going to rock us a little bit, but it's okay. We gotta make sure we reset it though when we land. Wow, looks like a little fire off there in the distance. Well, looks about where we're heading, so we'll use that as our visual navigational mark as we go. Power's good, not going too much. Coming out a little bit, got us a nice rainbow going. Looks like our navigation's still good, so heading towards that smoke. Oh, one live down there at the bottom of that. Rain.
Alright, we're approaching the depot. Let's contact them on Fox Mike. Check the frequency on your kneeboard.
Already set, buddy. Alright, contact Perth, okay.
Perth, this is Blackjack 2-1, inbound to your facility from the northeast at 1,500 feet for landing. Request landing instructions, over. Blackjack 2-1, this is Perth. You're cleared direct to the northern pad. There's a Chinook being loaded up on the southern pad. We'll get the cargo ready. Over. Roger that.
Alright, I got a tower here. We'll make sure we don't whack. 2 radio towers there, and that fire might be right where we're supposed to go. We weren't at 1,500 feet, but that's okay. Looks like we got cranes.
There it is. Now set her down nice and smooth. Careful with those radio masts.
Alright, okay. We can make a nice smooth approach based on the weather. reset the trimmer, and that's going to cause us to work there a little bit. Turned into wind, just pull her forward. Airspeed. Made us feel like we filled it anyway. Okay. Put that off, make our approach down there, and then 2 guys. Okay. Kill off my forward airspeed a little early. We'll basically hover taxi straight in here. Okay. Looks good to me. Wind's blowing us back. Pretty damn good wind, as a matter of fact. Alright, let's just sit her down. There we go. Okay. There's our stuff. Wow, I didn't expect us to carry all that stuff. They're nuts. But we'll take it. That looks good to me. No warning on this from what I've read. So we'll just depart. Looks like the wind's off our nose. Let's check our frequency for FM Berlin. That's 32.8. So let's just go ahead and get 32.8 put in. 32.8 needles are live for that. Everything else looks good. Okay, good. Alright, let's go ahead and hook up. Check her power. Co-pilot now normally checks the gauges, but he ain't talking to me, so we'll just park. Gauges look good. Alright, take off a little power. Want to smoke them? Alright, let's come right. Radical when we hit the trimmer. That's not really realistic, but she'll hold. And there is I forget what the new name, it's named after some guy, but when I was stationed on Guam, it was Guam International. And on the other side, not the side that we're flying on, but on the other side was Naval Air Station, which has now been combined. They moved everything down to Andersen Air Force Base. So, alright. Take a look over on this point here. If I'm not mistaken, the hospital should be over here. So, we'll need that at some point during a mission, this mission, or some future mission. So, it wouldn't be bad to know where that is. It says right out there in that point. Oh yeah, they got a pad sitting over there, so bet you that's the hospital. Well, we'll find out if they ever need it. That's good to know. Right out on this point. Alright, now back to navigation to our fire base. Mapped out, I guess, a direction, like pulling up my map, but we'll just navigate with the FM receiver here. bay there. Makes me want to pull out my...
See that quarry over there on our left? From here on in, we're in bad guy country, so stay sharp.
Alright, up to that. No quarry on the left. I don't know what he's talking about, but that must be back there. That old big open area. So.
Alright, we're getting close. You may want to contact them for advisory. Last thing you want to do is fly into their artillery fire.
I agree with you there. Alright, let's contact them.
Berlin, this is Blackjack 2-1. We're ready to enter your area from the northeast, 1,500 feet AGL. Artillery advisory, please.
Roger that, Blackjack 2-1. Firing to coordinates Bravo, Quebec, 5181. About 5 clicks. Max orbit 1,500 feet. Over.
Roger that, Berlin. Thank you. Out.
Alright, they'll pop smoke. Just check the wind direction. The wind whips over the mountains and it's going to hug our approach side and become a downdraft. Now you can either shoot an approach slow and fast or high and slow. My way is to overfly the LZ at 2,000 feet into the wind and lower the collective. Make a 360 descending turn at 2,000-3,000 feet per minute. It takes some practice to get right, but hey, you've still got a year.
Oh yeah, join us.
Roger, I'll try my best.
Oh, there's the smoke. Might do that descending turn at some later date. Let's go ahead and get the force trim off. Let's reset the trimmer. Yeah, I knew that was happening. Alright, that's the fire base. Okay, up there pointed away. Okay, let's come around here. Coming right. Slow down here a little bit. Set her down right here. Go down into the hill. There we go.
Alright, boys, let's grab those crates. Look alive.
Alright. The Marty guys are raining some hell down on somebody.
Sir. Roger, let's go home now.
Alright, we're out of here. Let's check the gauges. Pick her up. And give me a little check of the gauges. It's good. Alright, we'll depart right over that tree. Here we go. Alright. And coming left. I'm checking power. Good. Oh, there's the airfield all lit up.
Man, this weather. We haven't flying anything like this out of Fort Rucker.
Yeah, the rainy season's just started, so better get used to it. By the way, I see you're flying with your seat raised all the way up.
Yeah, that's how they taught us. I've got better viz like this, and I can rest my forearm
bet you can play it every day. You betcha. Not a problemo.
This is Crown, on guard. Any ship in the vicinity of Berlin, go blue.
Okay, we gotta go blue.
Hey, that's for us. Look up blue frequency and do keyboard code.
Alright, let's look blue. 221.7, okay. That's gonna be interesting. Let's see. Show me if I can find that. There it is. Yeah. 221.7, okay. Let's contact him.
Crown, this is Blackjack 2-1 on.
Roger, let's see what you got.
Roger 2-1, we need a dust off in your area. Advise when ready to copy shackles. Roger, go ahead. We have a reconnaissance team with 2 wounded and the enemy is right on top of them. They're in Bravo, Quebec 5282. Contact Bravo 6 on 42.6. Roger Bravo, Quebec 5282, 42.6 on Fox Mike.
2 decimals.
They're close. I marked the approximate location on the map.
Okay. Now, hey, it's been marked on the F10 map. Okay, well, we're going to look at the F10 map here while we're flying. So, F10? That does us no good since it's zoomed all the way in. F1? F10? And what do we have here? Bravo 6 right there. We'll come up to the point. F1? F1? Yeah, we'll make sure we don't fly into the ground while we're doing that. Alright, so we'll fly over here. Pick up that little point. Let's do F10. F10. F1. Get ready to mark that distance-wise. F10. F10. F1. Okay, 112. Let's go ahead and dial that in. Get it. That's pretty close for now. Okay, there's the big harbor. And I think that's our little point right there. Off our nose, over by that fire. It looks good so far. It gauges everything looking good. Good altitude. Alright. Double check the map. F10. F1. Yep, that's it. We'll just fly to that point off our nose and then we'll turn to 112. And we'll run into them. Okay, so we'll just come around to 112. Well, Charlie's right on top of them. We're going to have to, hopefully we won't take any damage going in and out of this, wherever this is that we're going. Tell my crewmen to keep their eyes open. I'll take the force trim off in case I have to maneuver quickly when I have to fight that. Contact them. Okay, let's hit them up.
Bravo 6, this is Blackjack 2-1, over. This is Bravo 6, over. We're at your posit. Can you see us? Roger, we can hear you, but we cannot see you. Better hurry. The things are about 100 yards from our position. We're about to be overrun. Popping smoke.
Oh, there's smoke. Hit the space bar or not?
There it is. Let's go pick him up.
Not so fast, cowboy. There's another one. Charlie's probably monitoring our freak. Bravo 6, we copy blue smoke.
Roger the blue.
Alright, well, we got the blue.
See, it was Charlie who popped the orange smoke, hoping we would land straight in the spider's web. You always confirm the color of the smoke first. Now go ahead and land. The smoke is coming from the northern edge of a small clearing, but it's going to be tight.
Yep.
Roger.
Make this approach in there, and we're going to peel off this direction. We're going to come off right. Got a lot of smoke down there. Oh yeah, there's our troops. Try not to get the tail rotor crunched. Alright. On our power. We're good. Now, don't drift. Don't drift. Don't drift. Alright. Cyclic into troops, loading to place.
Everyone's on board, let's go!
Alright.
Tail rotor hits a tree, we're toast.
Yep. Oh, some damage.
Not bad. Now let's go straight to the hospital. It's by the sea, north of the abandoned airport.
Yep.
Fox Mike 4-4 for homing.
Alright, Fox Mike for 4-4, we'll worry about
Roger that.
once I get far enough away here. Know where it is. That's why we checked it out. Didn't think we'd need it now, but what the hell. Took some damage though. Here it hit me. We don't need 4-4. No, we may need 4-4. But I'm going to wait till we get over here a little bit. Alright. Alright. And there's the harbor. And let's come around here. Back over that harbor, we didn't take any fire from over here before, so guys, keep your eyes open. There's the rock on the Resupply trimmer. I cleared around these shells. Around these hills here, just in case we got bad guys up in them. Get this out to sea a little bit. All right. Let's check the gauges here. And they appears to be good. No losing fuel, RPM, engine's working. Alright, good. Can't look back and see. I know one crewman's okay. I'm sure the other guy is too. Yep, he's pointing his gun down. Alright, well. Gotta hit the seagulls. Alright, we're pointed right at the hospital. The 6-0. Good heading. Yep. Pad. Based on the way the wind's coming, we should be coming from the sea. We should be able to make a direct approach straight into that pad at the hospital we saw earlier. So That'll work. Everybody's okay. For the wounded guys in the back.
One of the wounded has lost a lot of blood. He needs a doctor now. Roger, I'm on the barber pole flying at VNE, flying as fast as you'll go.
Let's make sure I don't pull in too much power here. Hospital's on that side. Those two tall buildings, if I remember correctly. Contact on FM radio. Okay, let's do that.
Guam Memorial, this is Blackjack 2-1. 5 bikes out with 2 wounded on board. Roger that, 2-1. You're cleared via direct to the helipad. We'll get the stretchers ready.
The helipad, huh? There's the hospital. Alright, let's take that primer off.
There's the hospital. Set her down on the pad.
Yeah, buddy. Alright, push them off. There's the pad. Alright, come in this way. Coming from. Still coming up short. Gotta work on those approaches. Alright. Okay, well, looks like we dropped all the stuff off for the guys. Alright, let's take a look at our kneeboard card. We're going home. Let's see here. 251.7. 1.7 and FM 38.6. Okay. Andersen, we ain't worried about calling them, so alright, I think we're good to go. Let's go home. What do you say? Mighty quiet. Alright, pulling power. Alright, everything's still in the green. Yep, alright, party. Get the ball back inside the aircraft someplace, yeah. There's the trimmer rock. Should be in good country. Something hanging in the middle of the air. It's probably a crane. Yep, there it is. Just popped in. Alright, let's climb. We can set our altimeter before we left. I don't think he sets his at all, so I know his is way off. A lot of construction, a lot of crane work out here. .6, right? Well, shit, we're way over here by the airport. I know where the damn airfield is, and it ain't down here. Oh, let's just double check. Did I dial in the wrong freak, maybe? FM 38.6. 38.6. Alright. Okay, well. Nope, I got her off the nose. We know our landing pads are on the north side, so we'll start moving over that direction so we can get into their landing pattern. Any fast movers coming in? Kind of an eventful first mission. Makes me excited about what the rest of the missions are going to be. Oh, look, golf course. Quarry. Crossing the center line, normally we'd obviously call, let them know, because anybody with this low weather is going to be instrument approach or jet penetration, but I don't think we have to worry about that in our mission. If we do, it's going to be a rude surprise for us. Well, at least we're out of center line now. We're back down on the same pad we took off from. Another golf course on Guam. Oh man, I don't remember all them golf courses being there. But then again, when I was leaving, the Japanese were buying up a lot of land, and the Japanese, if you didn't know, are fanatics on three things: baseball, golf, and car racing. So I'm sure that's why we're seeing all of these golf courses out here. We used to play a couple of really nice ones on a fairly regular basis. The famous New Year's Day golf tournament. Hungover, playing golf. Assuming you didn't have the duty. Alright, well there we go. We're lining up those 52s off our nose, so start letting down. Let's take that trimmer off. Yep, there we go. Now, let's take that off and start our descent. So 52's to line up where our pads are beyond it. Let's see if we get the first mission completed. It's been mighty quiet, so I'm going to assume there was nothing else that we needed to do. Waiting for the taxiway. Those chutes up there by those Chinooks. At least they look like Chinooks from here. There's those cranes, and looks like we got another Huey departing. Yeah, there's Chinooks. Find our pad here. Start letting down. We had a fuel truck near us. Well, Huey's on either side of us. Oh yeah, there it is. It's down here and taxi in. Plenty of fuel. Now make sure we don't swing the tail and hit that fuel truck. Don't do that. Get over on the line.
Good evening. Dr. Martin Luther King, the apostle of nonviolence in the civil rights movement, has been shot to death in Memphis, Tennessee. Police have issued an all-points bulletin for a well-dressed young white man seen running from the scene. Officers also reportedly chased and fired on a radio-equipped car containing two white men. Dr. King was standing on the balcony of the second-floor hotel room tonight when, according to a companion, a shot was fired from across the street. Fresh words, the bullet exploded in his face. Police, who have been keeping a close watch over the Nobel Peace Prize winner because of Memphis' turbulent racial situation, were on the scene almost immediately. They rushed the 39-year-old Negro leader to a hospital where he died of a bullet wound in the neck. Police said they found a high-powered hunting rifle about a block from the hotel. It was not immediately identified as the murder weapon. Mayor Henry Loeb has reinstated the dusk to dawn curfew he imposed in the city last week when a march led by Dr. King erupted in violence. Governor Buford Ellington has called out 4,000 National Guardsmen. Police report that the murder has touched off sporadic acts of violence in a Negro section of the city. In a nationwide television address, President Johnson expressed the nation's shock. America is shocked and saddened by the brutal slaying tonight of Dr. Martin Luther King. I ask every citizen to reject the blind violence that has struck Dr. King, to live by nonviolence. Dr. King has returned to read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest our rights. There was shock in Harlem tonight when word of Dr. King's murder reached the nation's largest Negro community. Men, women, and children poured into the streets. They appeared dazed. Many were crying. The young Negro said Dr. King didn't really have to go back to Memphis. Maybe he wanted to prove something.
Oh man, that takes me back. Considering that I remember the night that happened. That answers that it is 11 April 1968. How the world may have been different if Dr. King had lived. I had nothing to say about it. Just sad, so sad. But I guess back to the mission. We must carry on. We are now going to shut down. I notice we got a few holes in the old Huey here. Let's just take a look outside real quick and see what else we got. More obvious visual damage. Not seeing any more damage. Yeah, got some bullet holes in the. Like my blackjack. And co-pilot. The aircraft commander. Glad he wasn't hurt. All right. No Purple Hearts for anybody today. Thank goodness. All right. And we'll go back inside. This model of the Huey does not have a rotor brake. So we pull pitch. We have a accumulator in it that allows you to have so many movements of the cyclic and the collective before the hydraulic accumulator pressure runs out. It allows you to get to the ground when, well, assuming you're not too high. And the models I flew was the single engine variety had the accumulator. The twin engine variety had a rotor brake. You need a rotor brake aboard ship. Not having one is not a good idea. Blade stop here. All right. Well, that's the end of our first mission. So let's go ahead and quit. All right, and let's start shooting. We took off. That's the dust off. We got the VC and red, and then let's off flare. Okay. Oh, we got hit by some AKs. We started shooting back. All right. Well, and that's special. All right. Well, we landed. That's all that matters. So we'll end the mission. You played before. You would lose the camera. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Do you want to proceed? Yes. All right, we're a success here. So our next mission will be number 2. So we will come back at a later date for that. Hopefully you've enjoyed this mission. I've surely enjoyed bringing it to you. If you don't want to leave any comments on the video, that'd be much appreciated. Share with your friends. Other than that, I'm Captain Jake, wishing you fair winds and following seas. Until next time.